Everybody, so this is chapter 4, assignment for language. My name is Shelby Lynn Kosharek. My first name is after Steel Magnolias, the 80s movie. My parents really loved that movie. It's pretty iconic. The main actress, Julia Roberts, is named Shelby, so that's where I got that from, and it's still one of my favorite movies. It would be anyway, even if it wasn't named after it, but it's a pretty great movie. And my middle name is Lynn, so my dad told me recently that that's after one of his best friends from high school that passed away pretty young, and he had always wanted to name one of his daughters after them. My last name is Kosharek. It's traditionally Czechoslovakian, although I have done some ancestry research and I've found some German roots also. Some nicknames that I've had as a child were Shelb and Shelbert. Some of my best friends from elementary school and high school still call me that. I traveled to Egypt and Turkey in 2015, and my study abroad friends from that trip used to call me Shelbaby and Shelbibi. So Shelbibi is a derivative of Habibi, which is Arabic for my darling or my beloved. So I really love, that's one of my favorite nicknames, and my best friend from that study abroad still calls me that very lovingly. And I really love that nickname because it reminds me of how our friendship got started on our first day in Istanbul. As far as social media handles, all mine are pretty standard. Besides my Instagram name is Raisins Do Not Matter. It's from a very old BuzzFeed article that I, for the life of me, cannot find again after I found it the first time. My friend and I in Greece were reading it after a couple of drinks, and we just thought it was the funniest thing in the world. It would go through all the typical fruits that you can and can't eat at night. It would go through like pineapples, oranges, and then it would just keep coming back to raisins do not matter. And it was a super funny article. So that's my Instagram handle. So as far as children and names, I've been pretty obsessed with names as long as I can remember. I used to play The Sims with my best friend from elementary school. We used to play it for hours at a time, the original Sims. And we had this name box that we would contribute to over several years, and we would always add names in there whenever we found something that we liked so we could name our Sims. So we've spent a lot of time on that name box. It's somewhere in moving boxes, somewhere at one of my friend's houses, so hopefully it turns up again someday, because that would be pretty fun to be able to find that again, because we put a lot of effort into that when we were kids. As far as my future children, I don't have any children right now, but my future children, want something pretty gender neutral and fairly unique. So I like pretty short names. I don't like anything super fluffy or girly. I do keep a running list of names for people and pets, so that I have something to reference eventually, to remember what that I like. My fiance is also half Chinese Japanese, so we will probably be incorporating his mom's Chinese maiden name into the middle name for at least one of our children when we do end up having children. And I would also like to incorporate a little bit of Scandinavian heritage into that as well. As far as like slang and jargon, I'm from the Midwest, Wisconsin, so we get made fun of a lot for using terms like milk and bag. Apparently it sounds weird. I don't really have much of an accent anymore, but it does come back when I go home. Something my grandma uses a lot is ufta, which is a Norwegian term that you say when you sneeze, like ufta, or to express like relief or dismay. Some things I noticed when I moved to Hawaii, I used to always call slippers flip-flops, so now that I'm here, I don't do that anymore. I used to call rubbish garbage, and the icebox the fridge. And I had also never used auntie and uncle to refer to anybody before, so that definitely took a lot of getting used to, but we're working on it. So thank you guys.